The U.S. Supreme Court rejected the appeal of an incarcerated person who was locked in solitary confinement for 3 years and is arguing that being kept in a small windowless cell and denied outdoor exercise violated the Constitution's bar on cruel and unusual punishment. Typically, those incarcerated at one Illinois prison are entitled to 1 hour of outdoor exercise 5 days a week. However, exercise privileges can be revoked due to infractions. Michael Johnson, a prisoner with mental health issues, was given a number of consecutive yard restrictions that ultimately prevented him from going outside for 3 years. For those 3 years, Johnson wasn't able to breathe fresh air, exercise, or experience the outdoors. His physical and mental health severely deteriorated as a result. As is customary with the Supreme Court, no reason was given as to why they denied weighing whether barring a prisoner from exercise violates a constitutional right. However, the court's 3 liberal judges all objected to this decision, and Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson wrote in the dissent that Johnson's confinement was unusually severe. Jackson added, his cell was poorly ventilated, resulting in unbearable heat and noxious odors. The space was also unsanitary, often caked in human waste. To make matters worse, part of the reason Johnson was continually denied exercise was because his prison cell was unsanitary, though being barred from the outdoors only made his mental health worse. An appeals court initially ruled against Johnson, using precedent that said yard restrictions don't violate the Constitution as long as they're supported by valid prison management policies. However, the Supreme Court's dissent argued that because of Johnson's unique circumstances, both the sheer length of time he was denied exercise and that he had been classified as severely mentally ill by the Illinois Department of Corrections, that precedent wasn't applicable. Even when prisoners do get time outdoors, there's still an overwhelming body of research that shows just how psychologically and physically damaging solitary confinement can be. It's been shown to result in anxiety, depression, and paranoia, as well as to exacerbate existing mental illness. It also worsens conditions like heart disease, hypertension, and diabetes. Not only that, but it's largely ineffective as well. In fact, solitary confinement might actually worsen some of the issues it hopes to solve. Those who have spent a significant amount of time in solitary confinement face a higher risk of substance abuse and crime. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on Torture even declared 15 consecutive days of solitary confinement to be a form of torture. Despite this, more than 122,000 people are locked in solitary confinement in the US for more than 22 hours at any given moment, according to a report looking at data from mid-2019. That amounts to approximately 6% of the entire prison population at that time. While a number of prisoners may only be confined for a few hours, many spend years, if not decades, locked away from others. Despite a growing movement against the use of solitary confinement, it remains a popular punishment tactic in US prisons, regardless of the lifelong damage it can cause.